is a beautiful model and actress who has appeared in the miniseries Battlestar Galactica and the hit drama CSI. She stars as Farrah Fawcett in the NBC movie Behind the Camera, the unauthorized story of Charlie's Angels, which airs Monday.
Yeah! Where's that lovely wife of yours?
There she is.
Never fail to take my breath away, Farrah.
Thank you, Aaron.
Please welcome Tricia Helfer. Now, congratulations, but there's pressure now.
Absolute pressure.
Yeah, you're from Canada, right?
Yes.
You don't just come into our country. You don't just come into our country and play Farrah. I mean, that's...
I know, like a total American icon.
Yeah. So now, did you know about her and Charlie's Angels when it was happening, or did you see it later because you're kind of young?
I didn't, yeah, not to give away my age, but I was
Right.
very young.
Yeah.
But I also grew up without a television.
Oh, we grew up without a television.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that. That sounds exciting, I guess. I guess you read a lot, right?
I did.
We'll talk about Tolstoy and Dickens and everything about all that. No, but when did you see the Charlie's Angels then?
I first watched it when I got the first audition for the show. I had to go out to, Virgin Record Store and buy the DVDs and watch the whole series for the first time.
Now, were you blown away by what you saw? Because when was it, in the 70s, right? There were only 3 networks in America, and like there kind of are now, just 3 networks now in America. But Farrah had the whitest teeth and the hair, and this is the old joke, but I was like 10 years old, and my dad said, we can watch with the sound down. We just, would stare. But were you like blown away at how bright her smile was?
She was beautiful. She just had that essence of everything kind of just all worked together, and her teeth and her hair, and it was...
How did you get your hair to fly like that, walking down the stairs? That's a great trick right there.
That's, a lot of movie magic and wind and, all that kind of stuff.
Your hair now is a little bit like hers.
It is, that's Sean James in the back room. I came in kind of this style.
Right, but is this how you wear it all the time, or are you just doing it now for the show?
I'm doing it now for the show.
Okay.
I'm doing it for you.
Thank you. Yeah, looks good. The famous poster of Farrah in the red bathing suit, and this is Farrah right here, and this is you right here. It looks very good, very close. Now, I don't know if we can... Again, this was the 70s, and when it happened, and we saw the poster, this was kind of provocative.
Yes.
I'm not gonna mention the N-word because what can I say there? Rosebud. I can say Rosebud, right? Rosebud.
Hey, I got him too.
Yeah, I know. So how did you? Here's your close-up. How did you do that? I mean.
Well, it varied throughout the show, but that there was prosthetics.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes, we started out with a bigger pair, and then we had a smaller pair. We had the N-word tryouts.
Yeah.
So I had to put the bigger pair on and walk around and see what everybody thought, and I had to put the smaller pair on, and when I couldn't wear them at all, I just had to make them that way myself.
Yeah.
So.
With Carmen and Tricia, there's too much sex. Let's get wholesome. You're from Canada.
Yes.
Grew up on a farm.
Yes, I did.
No television.
No television.
That's refreshing, right? So what would you do?
We would, I guess we'd play games and we'd read, and we were busy after school.
You have to be creative on your own, right?
You do. Well, we were farmers, so, we had farm work.
And what kind of stuff did you do? These cows and pigs and all that?
No, we had grain farms, so
Now that seems, I could be wrong, that seems a little boring. If you're going to be in a farm, don't you want to milk the cow and...
No, you want to drive the tractor. Yeah, you want to fix the machinery. But we had chickens.
Oh, you had chickens. So
we had to kill chickens. And
did you have to actually kill a chicken?
I didn't have to kill a chicken because I had to clean a chicken.
Now, what does that mean?
Chopping it up and pulling the...
Oh.
I thought
it was putting it in a little bath or something. So you're saying a chicken that is dead now, I think, do you slaughter chickens?
Yeah, my father would chop their heads off, and my little sister would stuff them in a bag because they run around afterwards,
This it's important to know this, even though we eat chicken 3 or 4 times a week, that they somehow they have to die, I guess, right?
Yes.
And so, you wouldn't watch your dad do that, would you?
No, I'm a little bit too sensitive that way. So I'd be away, and I perfected the scalding so I could wear gloves.
Yeah. So. And then can you cook chicken?
I can.
Yeah. And then would you eat eggs as a kid, fresh farm eggs?
I would, yes.
Well, that sounds great.
Straight out of the, pick them out of the roost.
That's kind of, there's a certain romance to that, right?
There is, in a little bit.
So what about television? When did you start watching?
Well, pretty much when I moved away from home.
Yeah.
I would go over to my grandma's for hockey games. You know, she lived across the yard. But other than that, we didn't get a TV until we started dating.
Oh, who's we?
My older sisters and I.
Oh,
until we started dating, because the big thing was, you know, in a rural area to go watch movies.
Oh, that's
at
great.
Other people's houses.
Yeah.
So my parents got a TV and a Beta and a VHS so that we could have movies at our house, but we still couldn't watch TV. So they still have no
Very disciplined
TV.
that way. Look how you turned out, right?
I know.
Because you wouldn't want somebody watching a show like mine, you know? That would be terrible
corrupt them.
Corrupt them. When did you start modeling?
I was 17.
17.
Yeah, I was in a local movie theater. And
someone's laughing. I'm sorry. No, they just get them so.
You know that one too.
they just get them so young. So you didn't locally. You didn't leave high school and go to Europe, did you?
No, I was never planning on doing it. So I wasn't as young as, you know, they start them out 13, 12
right.
now. So I was 17. I was about ready to, you know, go to university anyway. And and I was just discovered in the local theater. Small rural town. There was a guy that scouted, Kelly Strite, that scouted for Ford models in New York, and he was there visiting his grandparents. And
you were tall?
I was tall, and I thought I was skinny, but but I wasn't apparently skinny enough.
Oh, that's too bad. Isn't that? It's too much.
Well,
it's too much pressure on these girls.
It is. Well, I was a twig growing up, and I always had this like self-confidence issue because I was so skinny. And then I just finally started to put on some shape, and I met him, and he says, "You have to
do that again." What was this move you did? I put on some shape. Yeah.
Shape.
Eating that farm fresh food. Yeah. Put on some pounds.
Yeah.
And then, did you always want to be an actress?
I didn't. No, I thought that you had to be kind of crazy and outrageous and out there to be in front of the camera.
Well, you're right about that. I think a lot of them.
But there's that whole other side. There's the side that are more introverted, or you know, that express themselves through the camera. Yeah,
so. Right. So this is one of your first gigs, or no? The TV show, the TV movie.
It is. Yeah, Battlestar before that, and you know, prior to that, there was just independent films, but I'm very new.
Yeah. Nice meeting you. We're out of time. Good to meet you. Tricia, right back with Diane Shore.